If you see, in other ways, it's just a book. And you can get this book in libraries, you can get this book in your phone, you can get this phone in your internet as well. However, the wisdom inside it only revealed to one who is a devotee of Lord. Because that Krishna says to Arjuna that I am saying you this precious knowledge because you are my dear friend and my devotee. You are my dear friend, you are my bhakta. Because in chapter 2.7, Arjuna surrendered to Lord Krishna, says, Oh Krishna, please instruct me. Right? So when we become a devotee of Lord and friend as well. So friend has 5, these are called rasas or mellows. Someone can be a friend of Lord. Someone can be a lover of Lord, like gopis. Someone can be a mother of God, like Mother Yashoda. Someone can be a bhakta, like Lord Hanuman. And friend like Arjuna. So these are different mellows by which we actually relate with God. And we'll take it, we'll understand what God is, who we are in a gradual way. Right? So what we will do now, we will just sing this first one, Jai Radha Mata. This is very nice tune as well. And also there is a meaning is given as well. Right. Would someone like to read these meanings? Anyone please louder? Yes, please.
This translation? Or?
Yes, translation.
Yeah, Krishna is the lover of Radha. He displays many amorous pastimes in the groves of Vrindavana. He is the lover of the cow-haired maidens of Varja and the holder of the great hill named Govardhana. Second also, he is the beloved son of Mother Yashoda, the delighter of the inhabitants of Varja, and he wanders in the forest along the banks of the river Yamuna.
Okay, so we'll sing bhajan for just 2 to 3 minutes, and then we'll continue our discussion. So I'll recite this mantra and then you can repeat after me. It's very, very, very melodious as well. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari.
Giriva
as another Mata song. So just try to sing this bhajan whenever you're at home. So it's very auspicious and to sing the glories of Lord as well. Right? So we'll go to the next section. So as we discussed about these are 8 weeks when we talk about Bhagavad Gita. So let's get started towards Bhagavad Gita. I hope you all have pens and papers. If you need something, you've got extra papers as well. And pens and papers are, pencils are there. Anyone kids, if you need sharpener, it's all there as well. Right? Okay. So anyone wants to can say what is Bhagavad Gita? Anyone? Any child? Who knows what is Bhagavad Gita? Song of Lord. Wow. Anyone else? Okay. So one is the song of God. Want to say something? Okay, no problem. So anyone heard about Bhagavatam? Yes, please. Very nice. That's nice. So Lord Krishna is saying a song, and that's conversation between Arjuna and Krishna and Kurukshetra. Very nice. Okay. So anyone heard about Bhagavatam? What is Bhagavatam? Any idea?
About Krishna, like
Sorry?
it's about Krishna.
Yes.
Krishna is,
Yes. So there is always a confusion happens between Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. So when we say Bhagavad Gita, it is a song sung by Bhagavan Krishna at Kurukshetra to Arjuna. And when we say Bhagavatam, Bhagavatam is basically an elaborate discussion about the devotees of Lord Hari, about Lord Krishna. So Bhagavatam is very, very vast, and Bhagavad Gita is completely philosophical, and Bhagavatam is very, very different stories are there. And the story depicts how Lord Krishna is dear to his devotees. Right? That's Bhagavatam. And so, what happened? A long back, there are 4 yugas. Anyone knows 4 yugas? So I'll say Satya Yuga, then Treta Yuga, then Dwapar and Kali. Right now we are in Kali Yuga. So kids, you can this will be the question for your next final exam, right? So we'll ask some question for you, so you can prepare as well. Right? So when you go back home, what you do? You write down these questions, like what are the 4 yugas, right? So what are the 4 yugas? Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga. So what happened in Treta Yuga? There was a great sage. He's also called as his incarnation of Lord Hari, Lord Krishna, or Vishnu, and his son Vyasadeva. So Vyasadeva is also known as Ved Vyas. So Vyasadeva, he actually, this earlier sage that they used to have his vision for the years and years, right? So Vyasadeva would actually see that in Kali Yuga, the people will be all fallen, all misguided, all disturbed, right? And thinking on that, he thought to write down these scriptures for all of us. Earlier, what used to happen, the people, even the disciples, they used to actually hear and remember everything. So that they, in this Gurukul system, they used to go to Gurukul and learn from teachers, and whatever they used to hear, they don't need to take pen, papers, anything. They used to actually grasp everything in their mind itself. Just coming from the words and going into the mind. But now, in Kali Yuga, as it says in Bhagavatam as well, that the people of Kali Yuga are completely bewildered. They are misguided, lazy, unintelligent, unlucky, right? And above all, they are always disturbed. So because of that, Vyasadeva thought to pen down all these scriptures so that at least we can read it and understand. We can't remember every time, but at least we can read it again and again and understand what the scripture says. Right? So Vyasadeva, there was actually one first Ved, right? Atharva Ved, and then Atharva Ved actually divided in 4 Vedas. And then these 4 Vedas actually he has given to all these 4 disciples. Okay, so after that what happened? in that, so, even Vyasadeva wrote this Puranas, this Itihasas, and in that one called as Mahabharata and Ramayana. This is also called as Itihas. So Mahabharata, so in between Mahabharata, what happened? This Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Lord Krishna. So Vyasadeva has written all the scriptures, and in between those scriptures, one is Mahabharata, and in Mahabharata there is a small part in that is called as the war at Kurukshetra. And war happened between whom? So what happened between two cousin brothers, groups of cousin brothers. So one is Kaurava and one is Pandavas. So Pandavas were always righteous, is always pious, they are always going to follow the path of Dharma. And Kauravas, they were always envy of those. Even while they are studying, this Pandavas, they actually used to excel in every case, right? So they used to get more envious of that. So this is the nature of Kali Yuga people that should become envious, right? So we should try to not become envious, right? And then what happened after this? These both Pandavas and Kauravas, they try to sort out these things, not to have war, but at the end somehow they end up with a fight, right? They end up with a fight, and that fight, before the fight began, if you see in chapter 1, Arjuna wanted to see who came across to see, actually he wanted to see that who has came across to fight the war. And when he saw that there are so many kinsmen, his brothers, his sons, his grandparents, his Bhishma Pitama, and Dronacharya, all those, and by seeing all those, he actually became bewildered. He says, oh my God, actually, to get something, I'm fighting with my kinsmen. What will happen? And he says that he gives 5 reasons not to fight the war. And one of those he says, even if I win this war, with whom will I enjoy? Isn't it? I need my friends, my family members to enjoy my winning. Right? So he happened that, and then Krishna started speaking this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. And so that's basically a very short background of Mahabharata. And in this, and also this is given by Vyasadeva. And you all know Lord Ganesha actually used to write it, right? Lord Vyasadeva used to speak, and Lord Ganesha used to note down all the things, right? And then, so the scripture says that we all know that Bhagavad Gita was spoken how many years back? Anyone know? Okay, in which yuga the Bhagavad Gita was spoken? Dwapara, right? So in Dwapara, basically near about Kali is about to start, and in the Dwapara, Krishna spoke this Bhagavad Gita. And it's been said, so nearly some 5,000 years ago, isn't it? However, if you see Bhagavad Gita in chapter 4, Krishna says that I have given this knowledge to Vivaswan, but somehow or the other, this knowledge actually has been low. Why? Krishna says that because of time, this has been low. Ivam param prapapti, ivam rajashriyo vidu, sa kalena amata, yoga nashta parantapa. She's saying, Arjuna, this yoga, the science of yoga, is actually given in the Bhagavad Gita. It actually is being, I think, got low. It actually been, no one actually has remembered things well because of time. So, I am re-establishing this knowledge unto you. Right? So, just what to remember? Krishna has spoken in Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, where at the war of Kurukshetra, and spoken 5,000 years back. That's the what now we are getting now. However, Krishna told that I have actually given this knowledge to Vivaswan. So, this is the oldest literature. It's not just now, 5,000 years back. And even in the purport, Prabhupada actually mentions that Krishna has spoken Bhagavad Gita earlier at least 120 million years ago. At least 120 million years ago, same Bhagavad Gita. This matter. So this is the oldest wisdom which we are actually getting forward, isn't it? So now is time to revive our own wisdom and actually live on that. And then And why it was spoken? Anyone any idea? Why Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita? So we now understood that it was spoken by Krishna at the war field, but why? What was the need?
He was not willing to fight with.
Yes, that's the one reason he was not willing to fight the war. Yes?
Enlighten Arjuna.
Sorry?
Enlighten Arjuna.
Nice. So actually I would say, I'll extend your point to something else. Not only enlighten Arjuna, to enlighten all of us as well. Isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, that's a nice one. Anyone else?
It has answers of all the questions of human life.
Yes. Yes. So Gita is also called as the book of mankind. Isn't it? So from that point I remember that when we get some gadgets, when we get washing machine, we got manual. Isn't it? How to use washing machine. So where I need to put to wash my woolen cloth and where to put my warm cloth, all the things, right? So this is the manual of human being. It teaches us how we should live. Any other idea? Any thoughts? So kids, note down. What are the reasons? Even we have got 3 reasons as of now. So to enlighten Arjuna and to enlighten all of us, because Arjuna was confused, and this is the book of mankind. Right. Anything else? What the important point was there?
How to handle the obstacles in life?
Sorry?
How to handle the obstacles in life?
That's nice one actually. Yes. How to handle the obstacles in the life. Yes. That's a good one. One more I'm looking for the 5th one. That is to re-establish dharma. Isn't it? Krishna says in chapter 4 as well. Parityanaya sadhunam vinasthaya duskritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge. Krishna says, actually I come to re-establish dharma and to give pleasure to my devotees. So to re-establish dharma, Krishna came again and Krishna spoke again this knowledge. And when this comes about dharma, so what is dharma? So what do you understand about dharma? What is the meaning of dharma? Yes, nice. Anything else? So if I say the virtuousness, it changes in time, depending on time, place and circumstances. Is that correct? The virtue of one person may change depending on time, place and circumstances. Just for example, I say myself as Hindu because I have been born to a Hindu family. So my dharma is Hindu. And if a person is born to a family of Christian or a person is born to a family of Muslim, he will say my dharma is Muslim, my dharma is Christian. So that's the one dharma, isn't it? What is the next dharma? So this dharma, the first dharma, actually changing depending on time and circumstances. Because I am born in India, I say myself as Indian. Someone born in UK will say I am a British. So that depending on our time, where we are, the place, where places is, and maybe circumstances. Circumstances are there, it's being said, you should not tell lie, but it's being said that if you are doing for some higher cause, we may say a lie, for some good cause. Like the Yudhishthira Maharaj also said a lie to war, because Krishna has told him. So for something good, we might kill, but it's not advisable to say a lie, okay? So don't take it as a like, oh, in the class we heard we should tell a lie. No, it's not that. For some higher cause, we sometimes to say it. So depending upon time, the dharma changes. And the second dharma, which never changes, is what? Sanatana dharma. That is actually dharma of the living being. If you see Bhagavad Gita, in Bhagavad Gita never has been spoken like, okay, religion about the dharma about Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai or something like that. It talks more about humanity. And Bhagavatam says, Save Pomsam Paro Dharmo, Yato Bhakti Adokshati. Save Pomsam means what? Every living entity is. The real dharma is what? Bhakti to Adokshaja. Adokshaja is name of Krishna as well. And that is, he says, Ahituki aprapyata yatma suprasithati. It should be uninterrupted, unmotivated. That's the next level. But the point is, Krishna says all living entities are actually supposed to do bhakti of Adokshaja, bhakti of Krishna. Right? And that's how it says about dharma. So we understand about two types of dharma. One dharma is about our own self. Own self means for my family, for my society, for my nation, for my country, for my world. That's everything related to my body is one dharma. And the second dharma, what Bhagavatam says about is dharma of the soul, because everyone is a living entity, and his dharma is to do bhakti. So it doesn't matter we are Britisher, we are Indian, we are American, everyone. Bhagavatam says Save Om Sam, means it actually talks about all people of universe, not just only we. Even it talks about the Devatas as well. Their also duty is to pay ourselves to Lord Hari. Right? So we understood about two types of dharma. Dharma for ourselves and dharma for our soul. Self means the connection with the body, and the second one is the connection with the soul. So this Bhagavad Gita is actually going to teach us both. And if you see in Bhagavad Gita, there are three sections. So, and this Bhagavad Gita is actually, if you see, influenced very great philosophers as well, very great thinkers and educators. If you see the example, Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi used to carry Bhagavad Gita on the hand, and he says that whenever I am in trouble, I used to go back and look Bhagavad Gita and I find my solution. I think someone told as well, right? We can find the solution from Bhagavad Gita. Right? I think you told, right? Someone told us. So it means what Bhagavad Gita gives us solution to our problems. Yes. So what the problem is? So it doesn't give the solution. Okay, you have less money, you get money. It's not about that. The problem is how can we handle these problems in our life? How to go ahead in the situation? Because Arjuna, actually, if you see the position of Arjuna, he was in completely bewildered man. He had actually spent 12 years just for the day. And when the day arrived, he said, I will not fight. Isn't it? So to teach Arjuna what dharma is, Krishna spoke about it. Right? And if you see, there's a great example as well. Our Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, and if you have, I'm sure you must have seen it, wherever he meets and his political leaders, he actually used to gift Bhagavad Gita. So this Bhagavad Gita actually has timeless wisdom in it. Just we need to get it. And how can we get it? The knowledge in the Bhagavad Gita, we can only get it as by being a devotee of Lord. By associating with this book again and again and again and again. Right? So it's very simple. Like, if you want to know someone, you need to associate with someone, isn't it? We need to go for a coffee, you need to go for a walk, you need to spend time with them so you know more to each other, isn't it? In the similar way, if you want to know more about our wisdom, what Bhagavad Gita speaks, we need to associate ourselves with the Bhagavad Gita. That's very simple solution, isn't it? So when we associate with the Bhagavad Gita, we get the knowledge back and again. Right? So there is one Acharya, a great Acharya in fact, Sripad Sankaracharya. So he has given a couple of slokas to glorify, as far as Mahatmaya, to glorify Bhagavad Gita. And there's a Mahatmaya of Bhagavad Gita, Mahatmaya of Bhagavatam as well. So we'll try to take a couple of verses in every session. Today we'll try to take 2 verses from there, and we'll see how it glorifies. So why we take glorification before going to Bhagavad Gita? The point is, when we understand the glorification, we has eager to learn it, isn't it? I'll give a simple example. So if I want something, like when the kids, when they hear in the TV, okay, this chocolate is actually very nice. So they ask parents, okay, please get me there. So once they hear it, they get it. And then when they hear something like from school, so okay, in WFS you will get good books in a discount rate. So they ask parents, okay, let's go there and get some things over there, isn't it? So in the similar way, when we hear the glorification of anything, we get attracted toward it. So when we hear glorification of Bhagavad Gita, we get attracted toward it and we want to get into more and more and more. So there are two verses we'll try to understand today, and then we'll take a break, and where we can actually use washroom or when we have drink or water or ships for kids, and then we'll take the next lesson. Right? So first one, he says, very actually nice. He says, Mala nirmochanam pumsam jalam snanam dine dine Gita Shakrit Gita Amrita Snanam Samsara Bandhanashanam. So what it says is, as a body, every day, what you do in the morning, you clean it in and out. Brushing, going to toilet, taking shower, so you clean this body every day, isn't it? And as we say, so the body, actually, if you see in just 24 hours, it gets dirty. You need to clean it. Every single day, you need to clean it. Clean it and clean it. And it says that Sakrit Gita Amrita Snanam. So even once, if we take our bathing in this Gita Amrita, the ocean of Gita, then Sansara Mala Nashanam, it actually takes away all our, this mala or impurities of mental life. Just taking once deep dive into Bhagavad Gita, once it will take all our life. Right? So that's a very small one. And the second one is saying that Sarvopanishado Gavo Dugdha Gopala Nandana Partha Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gitamrita Mahan. So there are Upanishads, right? There are 108 Upanishads. So from 108 Upanishads, there are 18 prominent, and it being said that Gita, Bhagavad Gita is the topmost one. It says, Sarva Upanishado Gavo. And what it is, how it is, it says, so Krishna becomes the, the one who takes the milk from the cows. And Krishna becomes the one who actually takes these cows and he's giving in the form of Bhagavad Gita, he's speaking it. So what happens when we take all the milk? Someone is to drink. So who drinks? The calf comes and drinks. So who is the calf? Calf is actually the child of the cow. And because he has relationship with the cow, so he drinks it. So the Gita is spoken by Krishna. Who can drink? We all can drink. How? By becoming devotee of Lord. By associating with him, you can actually drink this nectar of Gita. Right. So we'll pause here, and if anyone have any questions, we can talk. Otherwise, we'll pause for a 5-10 minutes break, and then we'll take your next session where we'll discuss more about the topics of Bhagavad Gita, and we'll take one topic today. Okay. Any questions? Want a break? Thanks you for everyone for patiently hearing. Gita is what Dharma is, and why it was spoken, and let's go more into detail. Right. So I know a kid might be boring enough now, because it's all philosophy, but let's see. So we got so many covering papers, some crosswords and things, but because of COVID we are not doing it here. But definitely we will kids can take it out and they can do it home, and the next time they come, we will have a surprise just for them. Right. So, and now it's coming for you. So as we have seen as of now, that Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Krishna and was spoken at Kurukshetra and to Arjuna to re-establish Dharma, and because Arjuna was devotee of Lord. So Krishna spoke to Arjuna because Arjuna was devotee of Lord and also his friend. Right. And in Bhagavad Gita, so Bhagavad Gita has 3 sections. Right. How many sections? 3 sections. In 3 sections, one is called as especially Karma Yoga, one is Jnana Yoga, and one is Bhakti Yoga. So the first 6 chapters, it talks about Karma Yoga, and the last 6 talks about Jnana Yoga, and the middle 6 talks about Bhakti Yoga. And as we discussed, that this Bhakti Yoga is the essence of all the knowledge. Right. So now, anyone knows who were the people or who are talking in the Bhagavad Gita, who are involved in the Bhagavad Gita? How many people are talking in Bhagavad Gita? Conversation going on, yes? 4. Anyone else? Okay, so the conversation of Bhagavad Gita is happening between 4 people. Right? Anyone knows who are those? Krishna, Arjuna, Dhritarashtra, and Sanjay. Right. So in this scene, what happened was, see, right now we have television, isn't it? Satellite comes and we see watch television. But if you see, in ancient age, Sanjay, being in Hastinapur, he could actually see everything in front of his eyes, what's happening. So the power of the sages, isn't it? The power of the righteous people, they could actually see everything in front of them. So Sanjay got the vision, the spiritual eye, to see what's happening in Kurukshetra, and he was describing everything to Arjuna. To Dhritarashtra. So Dhritarashtra spoke one verse in Bhagavad Gita, and then Sanjay spoke 41 verses. So you can note down, kids. I'll ask this question to you.